How's it going? What's up, everybody? So I'm gonna make this a quick video and just kind of going over uh, SPX US 30, NAS 100, and crypto also, just because I feel like it's a good time. It's at key levels, um, and yeah. So let's just get into this. So first things first. Let's look at Let's take off all indicators for a second here. So if we go to the 4 hour time frame, no, let's actually go back. Let's go to the weekly time frame. As you can see, SPX, if you would have bought SPX from anywhere from 2020 to January 2022, if you would have just bought and hold, you would have been profitable, right? So the market likes to repeat itself. And also, as a trader, you have to understand that when it got and was breaking these higher highs, we knew that it had to come back down, right? So, of course, you get things like COVID that drop the market, and now inflation and everything else that's bringing the market down. So, that's where fundamental analysis comes in, where you're going to Forex Factory, you're looking at the news and understanding what's going on and what's moving this price, right? So on a weekly time frame, we can clearly see that we're bullish. When you're trading cryptos or you're trading US 30, clearly it's a good idea to be in a bullish standpoint, because you can hold longer if you ever take a trade and you don't want to be in that trade. And you're losing that trade and you want to not take a loss. So what would you do? You would basically hedge or cost average your way out. So here we're clearly in an uptrend. If we go to the daily chart, we can see that we broke to this level down here, which was about 3,670. So I wish I would have seen it that low at that time, because you can just tell by the number that it's a good price to be getting in at. When you're trading in these markets, you want to be looking for just common sense areas, right? Um, so yeah, so we see that we just broke above this high a little bit and it's doing a retest. So on the daily time frame, where it looks like a little retest is coming, but I like to call this almost no man's land, from a person that's trading that hasn't traded in a while's perspective. It's kind of hard to see what would I do next, what trade would I take. And in times like this, it can be kind of 50-50, just because of how the market is, and you never know what's going to happen. So but I am clearly bullish when it comes to especially SPX. Reason for is that I believe SPX is the goal is for it to go up, and I'm a risk to reward taker. So looking at the daily time frame, if we think about risk to reward, my risk to reward was clearly greater in this area, but instead of taking it at that area, um, it's okay to miss good trade, miss certain trades, right? But so now we're here, so I see that we're bullish, and I'm gonna play this in case. I'm gonna be bullish just in case that we are taking this pump, right? So if you think about my risk to reward ratio, even on a daily time frame, right, my risk to reward is about what's that, 750 to 2,000. That's I forgot the other ratio. There it goes. It's a 4 to 3 ratio, risk to reward. So yeah, you got to think this is going to be my next level, my next level, my next level. If I sold here, it would also be almost the same concept, but I'm in an uptrend, and I believe the trend is your friend. So we're always going to follow that advice, and I rather take a buy knowing that the market is meant to buy. So still looking at the 4 hour time frame, same thing. Yeah, let's go to the 1 hour. So as you can see, yeah, we broke certain levels. We're just broke this level. Now we're at a new one. This was the last high. So, I'm expecting another bullish push. Today is Friday. Or, yep, it's Friday now. So, usually on Fridays the market does drop. So that's something to always be aware of. So when people say, how do I trade SPX and US 30? It's based off the US market. So trade it like as if you believe that the US was going to make money. And if you believe that, you will be looking for buys more than sells. But some people, they like to only trade sells, which is not bad. I mean, you look for key levels in the market and then you just sell, or you create trends lines. And when they break below, I've seen a strategy where people they wait to count 1, 2, 3 flat bottoms and then they take the trade, right? 1, 2, 3, then they take the trade. So that is a strategy I've seen people do. It works in the buys too. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, boom, uptrend. 1, 2, 3, little uptrend. So yeah, so that's with that. Going into the 1 minute, if we look at it, I decided to take a buy right here and play this. So worst that can happen is I lose, a couple pips. Nothing that will hurt me, right? And I'm only doing this because it's in an uptrend. If you want to see that, I mean, it's clear uptrend. Clear uptrend. So yeah, so we're just playing by the 1 minute. If it breaks below here, I might have. Right now, my stop loss is here, but I am watching the market. But if I decide to go to sleep, I'll do a 1-to-1 ratio, call it a day, go to sleep, let the market play out. You can see about the market right here I bought it here around 4,213. So tomorrow morning we'll know what happens. But nothing that I'm worried about. So yeah, now we'll look at it with my indicators. And so when you look at it with my indicators here, so first things first, that we'll see that all of our indicators, which is all of our moving averages besides the 200, are in red. Even the RSI is below the 50. You see that we got momentum moving down. So could we expect to push down? Yes. Reason being, it is Friday. So that's okay. Just looking at the market on how it is, I would say that I would not be getting in on a Friday at this point, unless you're willing to risk. But we are past central pivot. This was the last close. So we can expect a bounce here in the morning and maybe a push up. But we'll see what happens throughout the night. It is only 12 o'clock. So if the market is going to be bearish, that will happen around 8:30 a.m., right? So we'll see what happens. We're crossing above, I think this is the 200 right here. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's my analysis on SPX, and US 30 is going to be pretty much the same exact thing. As you can see that these are moving averages right here, are exponential, and it's still white. So, and as you can see, it's pretty accurate. When we cut below here and it turns red, the jaw opens up. You see we get pretty big drops. So right now we're white, we're trending. We could expect a retracement from a higher time frame, especially to this clothesline. That's okay, because then we can expect a bullish push after. So we're just hoping to get a push, at least through London session, and this is pretty much how I look at the market. It's going to be the same for NAS 100. The reason you would use SPX over US 30, SPX, I believe you need, for most brokers, KOT, you need $21. NV, you need 24, and just things like that. And you can always do a mini, so you can do less lots, less than a 0.01. So, that's why you do it, but they're all the same charts. NAS 100 is $1 a pip, so it's easier to calculate pips with that. And of course, Bitcoin is tied to the market because it is USD. So my thing with crypto right now and why I think it's a good time to get in is risk to reward ratio. Right now, no one really knows where the market's going to go, but if you check this out right here, you see that we already hit a support, right? So right now we're either going to create a new resistance zone. This is the weekly time frame, a new resistance zone and keep dropping, or we're going to create a new resistance. We're going to hit a resistance, create a new support, and keep pushing, right? So let's just say that I took this trade maybe about 2 days ago. So, and as you can see, this is my risk to reward. I mean, anything I put in, I could cost average my way down. So I really don't have any stop losses in this. It's more holding and accumulating for the way up. But when it comes to risk to reward in crypto, you got to think of it and look at it like this. I mean, think about your odds right here. Even if it went the other way, right? Even if let's think about this. I mean, just really think about this. We did a short, right? If we really shorted right here, where would our stop loss be? What, here? And this is the amount of profit that we can make. This compared to this, which trade would you rather take? Right? I mean, look at my risk to reward here. Right? So this is how I look at it. It's going to be the same for Ethereum. And now you don't only have to do these on Forex. You can do this on a real crypto app like Crypto.com, Coinbase. And as you can see, risk to reward, right? So of course I can expect a retracement, but I don't expect it to break below here. And as you can see, I already had this on Ethereum because it's common sense. I took this trade probably about somewhere down here, but I just, maybe I didn't, I don't know, I'm not sure, but regardless. No, actually I didn't get into Ethereum. I bought Ethereum on its way up and turned it into Shiba. So if we look at Shiba coin, right, so I bought Shiba down here because it's super low, and let's check out the risk to reward. Now, when you're buying crypto, you definitely want to be allocated. You know, you don't want to be in a bunch of meme coins, but look at our risk to reward here. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, I didn't mean to do that. So, yeah, so that's why I feel like it's a good time to get into crypto and just to buy certain ones. So, you know, Nas 100, it's going to be the same thing. Some cryptos that I like, I don't know if you've heard of Sandbox. USD should be good. If it's $1.33. Check this out. So right now, Sandbox is trading at $1.30, basically $1.33, right? The high is $8.45. Now, if you ask me, I will take this risk to reward any day. Any day, everyone. That's beautiful. Like, you're risking nothing to make millions. Let's go back to SPX and check on my trade. We're still going up. If you want to remember what my trade was, I took it right here. So, we're still up. But anyways, that's my analysis just for now for crypto. We'll check back to see what happens. If it does continue to push up, then we know it's going to continue the uptrend. We have nothing to worry about. If it does decide to break below lower levels, then we know that, of course we took a small loss and we know that we have to readjust, and we're going to be looking for this ratio because if clearly, common sense wise, if the market decides to completely crash, that means America's crashing. Things are going terrible, right? We're already in a recession. People don't call it that, but if the recession really hasn't hit, this is when it will. Whenever we break these levels right here. Let's pray to God that we just keep going up and we're bullish and all crypto's doing the same, and we'll continue to eat. Anyways, Rich with JC here. Appreciate y'all. Yeet.